See if I can get a better orientation here. Got sunlight everywhere. I'm trying to hide from it, but I guess I can't. All right, try it this way. All right. I guess it's not going to be a very long live because I can't find a spot that doesn't have a whole lot of sunlight. So let's try it this way. All right. Still can't get any. All right, let's try this. Where I go, the sunshine seems to follow me. Maybe that's a good sign. All right. Wow. Okay. This is Sports for Real with Coach Hall. Don't have any microphones with me, so what this is a quick live to express some thoughts. First off, I want to talk about the regular season Ravens. Why am I calling them the regular season Ravens? Because I have told you with the acquisition of Derrick Henry, this was going to be a good regular season team. But I also told you the regular season is not what determines a champion. All that does is position you to make a run in the playoffs. It gives you a seeding. And I think that things are going to go like a certain way, but I don't want to start with that. I want to lead with praise. Up to this point, I ripped Lamar Jackson apart. I call it like it is. Nobody had anything against him. I want to see him throw the ball. And what I haven't seen from Jackson, I've seen him run, but I haven't seen him be able to throw the football when it counts the most. We've seen them in the regular season. They've had good performances, and they've blown a couple of people out. Hey, the format's still the same. They come on the other day and they blew out the Bucks, and they look like Super Bowl champions. And Jackson, he had the best game playing quarterback I ever seen him play. He was hitting the deep ball. He was throwing passes beyond those little 5 and 6 rinky-dink passes they've been hitting. And he looked like a quarterback the other night. But the question is it sustainable? They're going to win some games, just like I told you. That's why I call them the regular season Ravens, because they sell tickets and they get their fan base excited. But when the playoffs start, it's a different animal. Because believe it or not, like I told you guys before, there are teams out there that don't even see the Ravens. What do you mean by that? Don't see the Ravens. Meaning that they'll meet them anywhere, anytime, any place. Don't make no difference. And you got some wily old defensive coordinators that's looking at the Ravens and seeing what they're doing. They're about this far away from making a great play or no play at all. And you can't not see that the defensive coordinators know exactly what's taking place. So again, I've been hard on Jackson, but I'm giving him his credit right off the bat. The man played a flawless game the other day, and if the Ravens continue to play like that, even in the playoffs, then they're going to be hard to beat because Henry is running the ball. Like I said, you got to hit that building before he gets started. If you don't, he's going to do just what he's been doing these last 4 or 5 weeks. But the Ravens have flaws. I'm hearing people saying they're going to win the championship, but it's a very long season. And like I said, there are a lot of teams out there that don't see the Ravens. I'm not going to call them out. I'm not going to call those coordinators out that can stop that, but you know who they are. They're out there. So if the Ravens want to keep impressing me, keep running the football like you're doing, and the quarterback has to keep hitting those passes down the field. If you can't do that in the playoffs, all this is just for show and to sell some tickets. Now, tonight's game, you got the Rams hosting the Vikings. The Rams supposed to be a genius coach, but every other year they seem to struggle. I wonder why that is. Everybody that gets labeled a genius can't always be consistent. They'll let you know how difficult it is to win in the National Football League. Now the Rams, they're what, 2 wins, 1 win? The Vikings have 5 wins, and they only lost 1 game. They seem to be a pretty good bet to make a deep run in the playoffs if they can get by Detroit. They lost to Detroit the other day, and that seems to be a matchup that's going to be brewing. They're going to have to play again later on in the regular season, plus they're destined to meet in the playoffs. So one of those 2 teams I expect to come out of the NFC. But the Rams, I don't know how long this Sean McVay experiment is going to last. He had his run. He have a great season, then he'll fall apart, and then he'll come back again with another good season. But how long can you continue to do the same thing? It's kind of like Lincoln Riley out there at USC. You got to be consistent. And going back to the Ravens, They have been very consistent in the regular season, but it's the playoffs that count the most. Regular season is to sell tickets and get your fans excited. And my criticism of the quarterback has been just. Nothing personal. The kid's playing good football, he can run, but he hasn't been able to do it in the playoffs. So my question is, Ravens fans, can you continue to do this in the playoffs? Yes, my eyes running, I don't care. But they're playing good football and they look good doing it. But I predicted that because Henry is a great acquisition. That lets you know how smart the Cowboys are. Twice they passed on Henry for Zeke Elliott. First time, maybe that was okay, but the second time, why would you pass on a back like that seems to be getting stronger for somebody that you cast off to another team? It didn't make any sense. So Jerry Jones, I understand he's supposed to step down at the end of the year as the GM. He should have did that years ago. It's not Mike McCarthy or the players, it's Jones. And people have been saying that for years. So until Jones step aside, the Cowboy fans are going to still be crying. And Dak Prescott and the rest of them, they're going to continue to struggle as long as Jerry Jones is hovering over that program. But I just want to come on and say congratulations to Jackson. He set the record the other night when he had more touchdown passes than completion. That was a great honor. But again, I want to see you throw the ball in the playoffs. Can you do that? And until you can show me that, I'm going to keep saying the same thing. Until you can show me in the playoffs, I don't think you can do it. Because that interception you threw in triple coverage in the playoffs last year when the game was on the line, that's unacceptable for a pro quarterback. You can't throw in the triple coverage when the Super Bowl berth is on the line. If I'm wrong, you let me know. But like I said, there's some teams out there, they don't even see the Ravens. And the Ravens got a lot of flaws. You can move the ball on their defense, but the biggest problem I think the Ravens have, they commit too many penalties. Until they get that cleaned up, they're not going very far. Remember I said that. This is Sports for Real.